There's been a bit of change over the off-season, a couple of players retiring, a couple departing, a couple injured heading into round one. It's almost, I guess, 1,000 games of experience that's out of that side from last year. How do you cope with that?
Yeah, well, it's we probably wouldn't have handled it all that well perhaps 5 or 6 years ago, because it was all about trying to keep everyone you possibly could. But it's a little bit like our philosophy with our developing coaches and people around our club. Sometimes change is a good thing, and we're a little bit reluctant to change probably 5 or 6 years ago. Now we really embrace change, and whether that's an assistant coach getting an opportunity to be a senior coach like Bolts has got the Carlton job, and in years prior to that it had been Leon Cameron going and Adam Simpson going, Luke Beveridge going. So that change has really been embraced by the footy club as an opportunity for young players to come into the group and stamp their position. And a lot of those younger guys have played at our footy club for 2, 3, 4 years and know the system, know that the role that we want them to play, and now have got bodies and minds mature enough to be able to cope with the rigours of AFL footy. So there'll be some ups and downs with some of those younger players as they fit into those roles, but we're really excited by what they might be able to bring to our side in the next few years.
Your assistant coaches have taken the reins during the NAB Challenge, which obviously lets you look at the game in a different way. What have you taken out of the last month and a half? Yeah,
well, it's probably good. I've been coaching some of these players for 10 or 11 years. So Hodgie and Mitch and Jordan Lewis and Ruffy and these type of guys. It's probably good for them that they get a little bit of a freshness over the pre-season, and it's not my voice all the time. But in addition to that, probably the most critical element is the development of our coaches and giving them the opportunity to step into the shoes of the senior coach, albeit for a short period of time, and just get some sort of empathy and understanding for what's required, the extra responsibility, the crystallisation of their own thoughts in terms of preparing the players for a game of football and the review, and how they prepare them for the roles that they've got to play in that particular game. So that's really worthwhile, and we find we get enormous benefit out of that, and the coaches get a really good level of understanding of what's required, so that if they do one day ever get the opportunity, they've at least had some experience in the hot seat.